Hope everyone's having a lovely evening or afternoon. We've got a few tracks in the set list already. So we've got Garbage Man, Paid Hotspot, Timothy, and Shuis. Shu is Insane. We're gonna take a look. It's gonna be a lovely stream. Bloody hell. That's a big freaking top. I'm gonna move that out of the way before I embarrass myself. Okay. Let me just get a few things sorted and we will get started. Okay. We'll wait for a few more people to hop in and then we'll get started. I'm looking forward to it. This time we're gonna have the queue up at all times, just so that, you know. Thanks, Ned. You're very kind. But yeah, guys, remember we've got the link right up there, and you can submit your tracks. But in the next week, we're going to be doing a little bit something bigger. I believe that we're going to be able to have people drop their stems and stuff like that, you know, for the stream, so that I can actually even open it up. Hi, Tackleberry. So, joining us from Twitch over there, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so we're, next week is gonna be pretty crazy. I've been speaking with the guy, you know, the people at Track Train, and we'll be able to do things like submitting stems and stuff like that. I think that'll be really fire. So yeah, let's take a look. All right, let's see. We'll go through the first track first, which is Garbage Man. Oh guys, another thing we can do is once the track's being played, you can go on this link. I would love to see how you guys vote. If you guys click vote, you should be able to get a little pop-up window, which tends to come out. What if I refresh? Yeah, there we go. So if you click on him and you click vote, you'll be able to, you know, choose like fire, beautiful, hard, whatever you think the track is. I would love to see other people's opinions of the music that's being up there, and we will take a look at it together. So, you know, feel free to spam. I think that's how it works, but there's this feature that we have where we can actually like click results, like so. And yeah, we'll be able to see what you guys think. All right. Let's get it, folks. Before we play the first one, Track Train. Oh, he's already on the Track Train platform. All right, let's get this open. And let me move this window up here. My freaking organization is atrocious, but here we go. Let me also get on top replica. Yo, by the way, I want to show you guys something. I think you guys might like this. Before we play this track, I'm just going to show you a cool little program that you guys can use. It might be helpful, who knows? So I thought I'd share it right now. Let's see. So I have, if I go over to Ableton and desktop view, let's see if I can just move this one over here. So I'm in this view over here. This is where my Ableton and everything is. But what I'm going to do for you guys real quick is show you my entire display. So this is the project, right? So what I can do is I can actually, right now I can't see my OBS because my first monitor is showing me everything that you're seeing. My second one is showing me another browser window that I might want to access. So what I can do, there's this program called On Top Replica, and you can right click, select window, OBS. And you'll be able to see your OBS window like so. And it's not just OBS, you can do this with anything. So if you're getting some work done, you can have a video like this. You can even make it so that it clicks through. enable click forwarding, all of that stuff. I think you might like it. So thought I'd share it real quick. All right, let's get to the song. Here we go. Cheers. Ooh! I like that break. That rhythm's new to this. I like it. This is gorgeous. Oh, it keeps you floating, you know? But it keeps you moving, but it floats you. So you're waiting for that. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love it. That was incredible. Holy shite. Oh, absolutely love it. Oh, it's still going. Oh, he's still going. But hey, that's freaking gorgeous. Yeah, like I said, still going. But that was really cool, dude. Holy crap. I know this guy. Oh my gosh, guys, feel encouraged to do a vote over here. You know, click whatever the hell you want, and then, you know, eventually we'll be able to see the results of, you know, how it went. You know, see what everyone else thinks. Wow. That was also pretty damn hard. Yeah, love it. Gorgeous. This is heat, bro. You're right, Tackleberry. This is friggin' heat. This, like, I like the way he, like, kind of, played with the rhythm. It was one of those rhythms where, like, I always say, like, you know, rhythm's how you tell someone how to move, but in this situation, it's the same thing, but at the same time, he kind of played with it. He played with it, man. Oh my gosh. He kept us floating and doing that, like keeping it going, but then, and he did that really successfully, but then every time there was like a downbeat that was hard enough, we landed and bounced right back up, you know? Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely incredible. That was gorgeous. Good job, Garbage Man. Oh my God. Guys, you know, I hope that I can, send links over. I think I can. Is there a way for me to just copy this one here and send this one, maybe? I'll just spam this in chat a little bit so that you guys, if you guys want to check him out, this is one of his links, I guess. You know, do take a look. But yeah, woo! God damn! Good job. Friggin' good job. This is probably one of... Oh, I forgot his Garbage Man. Okay, so let me say one more thing, which is a bit more relevant, because I know you a little bit. Your arrangement was spectacular. You did an arrangement. It moved. It flowed. I did not think it was repetitive at all. It was ear candy after ear candy. Dude, your best works yet. Cheers. Good job. Good job. Oh, man, I don't even want to move forward yet. That was so beautiful. Let's see what everyone voted as. Let's see the results. Did it just like reset everything? Yeah, I think it just reset the results somehow. I think it broke, but maybe, yeah. By the way, next week, we're gonna be able to take a look at stems. You know, I'm gonna write out like a little paragraph or something like that. So if you guys wanna upload your stems, we're gonna know how to do that. You know, you're gonna know exactly what I'm looking forward to. I believe there's gonna be a promotion by Track Train themselves about 23 hours before this event goes live. You know, we've been chatting and really excited for this. All right, let's take a peek. Next artist, thank you so much for submitting that. That was such a powerful start. Oh, I'm so proud of you, dude. Really, that was a very powerful start. Good job. Oh my God. Let's take a look at Paid Hotspot. Let's see what Mr. Man over here has. Let's play it back. Okay. Getting it loaded. All right. Here we go. This is called Breathless. It's a demo. It's just a demo for now. So we'll see how it goes. There's also a bit of silence at the end. So yeah, here we go. I've hidden the player. You gotta tame that transient with the duh. It's gotta be the softer. Thanks for subscribing, Far Fresh. I'm assuming this is one of those things you're supposed to just kind of hear. The chords seem nice. The voices are everywhere. That's the kind of problem. It's kind of a loop, isn't it? I think that if you have chords that are this nice, yeah, there's a lot of things all over the place. Yeah. Okay, let me get my drawing tablet out. All right. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I like the style you're going for. But in honestly, like that, there's a few things you could work on. I like it though. It's just needs a bit of work. Specifically, I would say that you gotta, when you have this many voices overlaying each other, okay, fine. If that's intentional and you're trying to go for that effect where like, you know, things are a little bit, you know, all over the place. I think there's like a nicer way to mix the vocal if you are going to go in that route. 1 second, let me quickly get my drawing tablet ready so I can make a little bit of a, you know, actually I I might not even need my drawing tablet. I could probably just show you with a few compressors and stuff. But when you have things like what you call it, like vocals that are like, especially in the tinny higher end range and stuff, it's probably a good bet that you make sure you tame those transients. Let me get the what's it called, Huey on. All right, so let's take a look. The pad is gorgeous. Yeah, the pad is gorgeous. The chords are nice too. I'd say that if there was a bit of arrangement, I think you'd have a better time with it. You know, like parts where it kind of goes down a little bit, where you kind of have like a little bit of hey, actually, you know what? Something that you went through was just a lot of weight, even though it was something we found mellow. Because in this type of song, what I would imagine is like, to have like an emotional narrative, it's like you do have really nice heavy bits, you know, for example, over here. But it goes on for a while, right? So if you have moments where it just kind of like, you know, like you have this ending over here, you know, that just tells us that we've gone through quite a bit. And even though we kind of are just living life, and sometimes it doesn't feel or seem so busy, and we just kind of accommodate to it, hey, I understand you. It's okay. You are actually going through a lot, and this is quite a bit. So having a little bit of a breakdown, like you had those chords there, pad just kind of sitting there, giving it a bit of room to breathe, kind of connotes to that, you know? So I like that what you did it towards the end, but having it maybe once or twice more throughout the arrangement, maybe once more, but then also like finding other ways to keep it interesting, whether it's fills or whether it's, yeah, you can definitely put it off. I liked it quite a bit though. And in regards to your, because it doesn't look like we have a lot of submissions right now, what we'll do is we'll quickly take a look at what I'm talking about regarding transients. All right, so let me switch over to paint view. All right, so what we have going on here is you have your vocal, right? I'm just gonna make this a little easier to look at. And then you have your vocal, like whatever, right? Doing its thing. You wanna make sure that your compression is, if you have this starting like this, and it's kind of like going smoothly into it, that's one thing. But let's not forget that like when it comes to things like vocals or whatever, you do have a lot of the high frequency going in first. And when you do have high frequencies going in first, those respond a lot faster than low frequencies, right? So if you have a low frequency, you can kind of imagine it going like, you know, so on. But when you have something which is a little bit more high frequency, what it's actually doing is you have something that looks like this. You know, and so when you don't have much time to go from something like what do you call it, from zero to up, and you don't have much time for that because the frequencies are so fast, it'll feel like it's almost immediately happening, you know. So sometimes we kind of have to do a little bit of you know, taming of those areas, especially the attacks of those areas, you know, and with like an appropriate look ahead, maybe an attack time that's a bit more. So that way what happens is, even though you might have it going up like this, because it's really high frequencies and it happens really fast and snappy, like right off the bat, if you have a compressor that is looking at those high frequencies and you're kind of, you know, taming it nicely, what you could get instead is, instead of it going up and down rapidly, what you instead get is a little bit of that. You see where I'm coming from? And when you do it like this, that will still come in sharp and will still come in like ta. But I mean, I'm exaggerating this, but this could be a distance of like, you know, 11 milliseconds, right? So it still feels rapid, immediate, fast, responsive, but it won't feel like ta, you know? So yeah, just give that a shot. I think I heard that was your vocal earlier on. Oh, I just realized that you have not been able to see my... Are you kidding me? Bloody hell. Okay. One sec. Oh my god. Alright. Let me... Sorry, I was drawing everything out, bro. Oh my gosh, it wasn't even coming in the stream. Okay. Recap. You can go back and just like envision what I was doing, but when you have low frequencies, these things start off much slower, okay? Next step, when you have high frequencies, these things start up really fast, right? And so if you take a look at the low frequency, it kind of goes slowly, so you can kind of not have to worry too much about it. Now, here's the thing. With high frequencies, it happens so quickly. Like, it doesn't go like that, right? It goes like this, really fast. So we hear it snap and transient more quicker. High frequencies are the transient. So in essence, what I was saying was the correct way to do it would be this green line, where if you have like a little bit of a, what I was saying earlier on regarding transient in the beginning, you know, for this area, you can have it a little bit like a crossfade. It's almost matching with that low frequency, but not exactly. It's just something a little bit more, you know, feels good. Match that transient for the vocal. But yeah, and not just the vocals, this is with everything. This works with vocals, this works with snares, this works with everything that you could put your eyes on that has high frequencies in it. That's why we have multiband compression, right? We can, it's not just to compress high frequencies, making sure they don't have too many dynamics. It's also because we can tame the transients of those high frequencies. Guys, keep it in mind. Time for the next song. Guys, so what do you guys think about the track? Did everyone vote? Let's see. See results. I think voting's just broken, so we won't do that this week. Maybe next week. So, thanks for submitting, Paid. That was a gorgeous track. Vocals everywhere. A little overwhelming, but it might be what you're going for. But if that is what you're going for, don't make them have too much of a harsh 2 kHz area, you know? So yeah. All right, folks, let's take a look at the next track. We have, next up, Timothy. Guys, you guys aren't submitting. I swear to God, we've only had like 3-4 submissions. Congrats to the people that did. But the people that aren't submitting, bad. Get something submitted. Do it. Have some courage. And, you know, tell me in comments what you want me to, in the chat or whatever, what you want me to take a look at. Timothy, yes sir, it's your turn. All right. I'm excited to hear this, bro. This is gonna be beautiful. All right. Let's, you should ping again that the stream started. Oh, right, yeah. Let's do that now. All right. Discord. Oh. Sorry. Okay. At everyone stream started. Like, how many? 24 minutes ago. Here we go. All right. Come hop in. Looking forward to hearing your tracks. Yeah, let's go. Oh, 2 minutes ago? 24 minutes ago. I also forgot to broadcast this to the servers. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see. You should ping again that the stream started. Yes, thank you, thank you. I'm not good with announcements, Jesus. But I am good at enjoying your tracks, so let's take a look at the next one. So, here is Timothy. Let me go back into this view so people aren't staring at the waveform. I don't want you guys doing that. I want you guys to be able to hear it exactly how the artist intended. You know, I'm thinking of making some plugins with, you know, for like track train so that like streaming becomes a little bit more interesting. All right, let's take a look. This is Too Holeless by Hugis Timothy. Just press play. Oh, this is Toto.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm on my 2 hours. She let me straight to the party. DJ banging Cardi. Stop breathing when you hit this exotic. Leave my drink right here, come to watch it. Yeah, spike, whistle. Now my head's spinning. Yeah, I'm in another dimension. Yeah, what you put in this? How long can you feel this? Flying across the world. Yeah, I think I need a Guinness. I'ma only ask again, baby. How long till this?
Is there widening on those vocals? I think someone overthink it. Have that bass fade in. Whoa, whoa. So it feels like we just had a silent boom.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm on my 2 hours. She let me straight to the party. DJ banging Cardi. Stop breathing when you hit this exotic. Leave my drink right here, come to watch it. Yeah, spike, whistle.
I'm gonna play this part again. I think I might have some feedback for you. Beat is good. Alright. Let's play from it.
But not anybody. I'm on my 2 hours. She let me straight to the party. DJ.
Yeah, here's the thing. I would say that, like, in regards to the vocals over here, I don't know if there's some widening going on. I'm not sure what is going on. You know what I'm gonna do real quick, just as a little favor, because I love you. I'm gonna quickly pirate this onto my Ableton. All right, let's. Is my audio coming across fine, by the way? I hope it's not breaking or glitching or whatever. If it is, then I know what it is, but I'm just not fixing it. All right, let's quickly find this track.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm on my 2 hours. She let me straight to the party. DJ banging Cardi. Stop breathing when you hit this exotic. Leave my drink right here, come to watch it. Yeah, spike, whistle.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right there. So here's the thing. First thing we can take a look at, right? I think we're having a little bit of an issue with what do you call it? The with your vocals, right? Why? Because I think we have a little bit of width, which is not necessary. The width shouldn't be done on your dry vocal, homie. I say this out of love. Don't do that. You want to do it through things like reverbs, tapes, whatever, delays, but not through just widening plugins. Don't do that. Listen to, like, guys, you say it seems fine, but take a look, listen to it like this, right? Listen with me. The way I'm going to listen to this now is I am going to ignore everything that has to do with the beat. I'm purely going to listen to the vocal. Only the vocal. And, okay, and I'll tell you why we don't want to have that width in this type of way. It feels a little bit combed. It kind of gets, you don't hear the wonderful depth and the width and the saturation because you split it apart now, haven't you? Like, especially when you're doing, like, width with things that would cancel each other. You want to keep them sharp and crisp and in the center. I'm going to listen to this, right, with this EQ on there. And the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I don't listen to the beat. Because the beat is gorgeous. You're going to lose the width on the beat. I'm only going to focus on just the vocal. Just the vocal. I'm going to listen to the width of the vocal. And I'm going to listen to the monotonous of the vocal. I'm going to get rid of the width as I sweep this up, right? So let's take a listen. Try doing this with me, right? So it's just a little exercise, right? At least humor me. All right. Again, ignore the beat because it is way too hard and it's really good. We need to ignore that. All right.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about 2 hours. She let me straight to the party. DJ banging card.
You see that? You see that? Did I lie? Did I lie? You see how the vocal got a little bit more depth when we removed it from the width? Always remember, when we widen something, it builds up like the perception of loudness because width will give you loudness. That's why we have things like the pan law, you know? When you pan something hard left, hard right, your doors should automatically reduce it by 3 decibels because that's how pan law works, right? So for example, if I have like this thing over here, like, I don't know, let's get an emo, right? I'm just going to show this real quick, a little bit of theory. Well, actually, no, it's practice too, so I'm sure you guys wouldn't mind it. All right, so here we go. I'll press the sine wave. Oh, wait, sorry. Let's turn this down. What I'm gonna do for the sake of, okay. You see that? It boosts by 3 decibels. It should both be at 42, right? But then they all went to 45. You see that? So, you know, you do get like a louder thing when you pan left and right. And so when you have like stereo width, it's because when there's a separation, you hear that louder. I mean, what should your, you know, freaking monkey brain be worried about? What's in front of you or what's on your sides? You only get width and depth because it's something coming from your side. That's the only reason. So if you're in the jungle and you're going around, walking around, like, oh, there's some noise in front of me, I'm gonna be like, all right, cool, whatever, right? I can also see, so I'm not too worried. But then if I hear like a sound, the same loudness from my right side, that's gonna seem a lot louder. Come on, you guys know, it's evolution, right? So, and it's not just evolution, I mean it is, but it's because your ears are pointing that way. They're not pointing forwards. We're not like dogs, right? Where we can actually do that. In fact, I have a lot of knowledge about the cochlea of canines and, you know, felines and things, which I really want to go over that, but that is, I know that's not fun right now. So I'm gonna take a look at this, right?
Say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about 2 hours. She let me straight to the party. DJ banging card. Stop breathing when you hit this
So
anxiety.
you see the width on his voice is down here.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody.
So that's what I'm saying. If you had a bit of width over here, it wouldn't matter too much, right? But let's say we have this as like a little starting point, and we're gonna add his vocal again. Like we're gonna do some things to his vocals.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about 2 hours. She let me straight to the party. DJ banging card. Stop breathing when you hit this anxiety.
I'm ignoring the beat right now completely. I mean, let's try to do this in a way where you guys could maybe hear it like I'm hearing it exactly, right? So because right now you might be hearing different things. Let me do this.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about 2 hours.
Oh, am I not hearing the right track?
Say you want somebody, but not.
Let's put this over here. I'm trying to get rid of the instrumental a little bit.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about 2.
It's not even working. Jesus Christ. Well,
Say you want somebody, but
it doesn't even show that it's working.
I'm about 2 hours. She let me straight to the party.
Well, I guess we'll move on from this for now. But what I would say is, if you're able to, if it was me, I would do some compression in the high end, and boost it up a little bit so that you're still coming through, and you wouldn't need to be this loud. Honestly, what's that Ozone one, which was like a remaster? Ozone 11 master rebalance, that one. Yeah, let's bring that in. I'm gonna try to turn everything else down and just have the vocals a little bit louder. I mean, quieter, or whatever. So I'm gonna get a utility. Oh, that's fine, we'll just do this. Here we go.
You want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about $2. She let me straight to the party. DJ banging hard. Bring it when you hit this exotic. My drink right here, come and watch it. Yeah, listen. Say you want somebody, but not anybody.
Okay, we've removed a bit more of the instrumental. This is just a scarf, but we're giving it a shot.
Leave my drink right here, come and watch it. Yeah, listen. Say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about $2. She let me straight to the party. Cardi, stop bringing when you hit exotic. My drink right here, come and watch it. Yeah,
I'm getting a little bit of muddiness around here.
say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about $2. She let me straight
It's not muddy, it's just boxiness. And we can bring a little bit of the instrumental back. You see how the vocals are a little bit different? And what I can also do on top of that is maybe add a bit of like reverb. Not on the vocal, you want to do it through a chain, but I'm doing it here just to make a point, right? You can have, if you want to have width, low cut, don't have reverb down in the low end too much. Now you see how we've added a bit of width? Okay, well, if it's breaking up, it's because I have way too much crap open. Let me delete all of these, and I hope it will get better. Alright, hopefully that's gonna help.
You want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about $2. She let me straight to the party. DJ banging hard. Stop it when you hit exotic. Leave my drink right here.
Are you guys hearing the difference now? What I'm describing? Where if you have like you know, you're not just widening it by just putting a double on it or something, or like a stereo delay or whatever. Yeah, it's gonna sound a little bit phasey. So be really elegant with how you widen things. I think that the stereo delay method, which is basically like when you get like a delay, and then you basically, essentially what you do is you make one channel slightly delayed from the other. So like, you know.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody.
You see, that's what I'm hearing, you know, in the beginning. You see where I'm coming from? Do you see, like, let me get rid of this thing because I know, yeah.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody.
Anyone can get width, guys, anyone. So if you do get width, do it right. There's so many ways to get width. You don't need to do it like this, you know? So try going for something a little bit like.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about $2. She let me straight to the party.
And then after that, you have another reverb that you can add on, which is going to be separate. It should be parallel, but I'm doing it like this because, you know, processing.
Say you want somebody, but say you want somebody, but not anybody. I'm about $2. She let me straight to the party. Banging Cardi, stop it when you hit this exotic.
So you have a reverb for the low area.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody.
But that reverb can be a little bit like, you know, a little bit of a lower room size, a little bit of a lower wet.
Say you want somebody, but not anybody.
And then you have another channel. You know what? I'm not going to do this like this. What I'm going to do instead is actually make it parallel just to kind of demonstrate. So we have one reverb doing this, another reverb doing that, but they're not going through each other in series. They're going parallel, right? So you have one doing this. Listen to that reverb. You're using vocals in order to give a signal to the reverb. Find the resonances that you don't like. I'm going to reduce the decay time. And then just turn this all the way the hell down. So we have a dry one. You shouldn't hear it. You should feel it. And then you have. I'm about to she let me straight to the party. DJ banging Cardi. Stop bringing hit this exotic. I drink right here, come to watch it. Yeah. You see, I brought so much more complexity to the reverbs while keeping that main signal in front. You know, and we haven't even done everything yet. Then you can add delays in a cool way. You can add even more reverbs because we haven't even done the reverb for the high end. You know, we haven't even done the one that feels like a nice release. Oh, you can use Valhalla. I'm using just a stock one just to, you know, like demonstrate. But you can use anything you want. Well, you know, make sure you're not using some shitty preset, right? So to make sure you're doing something good. You see, we're getting a little bit of that high-end reverb now. And so now we do this with this one. Straight to the party. DJ banging Cardi. Stop bringing this exotic. Leave my drink right here. If we didn't have that, like, if you just sent me like a vocal stem, this would be so much easier to listen through. But if you guys can hear this closely enough, I'm sure you can tell that the vocal, the lead, is so in the front right now, right? And it's so clean, so crystal, aside from the fact that, you know, the destruction we got from having it widened in the first place and then us removing those side frequencies, right, to mono. That kind of broke it a little bit, but other than that, if you're taking a look at like the vocal, it's still in the front. While all the reverbs and delays and echoes and all that stuff, they're sitting nice within the mix. You don't put stuff widening and all that on your vocal. You don't do that, homies. Please, like, you deserve so much better. I'm telling you, okay? So don't do that anymore. The beat goes hard, and the final feedback I'll say is, when you're performing, try to be a bit more on time. And I'm not saying like, you know, yeah, you can't do fluid rap or whatever. No, like, do all that, but you got to be able to know what the timing is first, and then challenge it. So be able to do it on the timing, on the beat, everything before you start challenging it. Because yes, I get it. Like rock and roll and trap and all that stuff, they're all about breaking rules. But the thing is that, like, if you really want to like break the rules, you got to kind of educate yourself and like truly understand what the rules are, academically even, if you wanna, you know, learn everything about it so you know exactly how to break it and give it the worst damage, you know? So yeah. Alright, well, I mean, this is a cool track though. Song-wise, it's pretty cool. The lyrics, I think they're pretty alright. Yeah, everything else is good. But yeah. Alrighty, folks, we're gonna take a look at one more. Because I don't think there are that many. Thank you so much, Timothy, for uploading your track. I really look forward to hearing it again and seeing where you're going with it. Show me next week. This would be really fun to look at. I want to see what you do. If I eliminate stereo delay and widening and mushrooms or whatever, then I want to see what you're able to do in terms of width. How are you going to bring that width forward without those techniques, right? Bro, I listened to Timothy. Who's... No, I don't think it was you. Oh, just Daddy Body. Yeah, that was Tackleberry. Good job, though. Good job, Tackleberry. Oh, we got a comment. I need mainly mixing advice, I think, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what genre this is anyways. Fuck genres. Let's see what's up. Let's see what we have here, folks. Come on over, instrumental. Okay, this is an instrumental. Let's take a look. Oh! Okay. I need to use the restroom if I'm gonna be listening to this one. This sounds hard. Alright, one sec. I'll be back in like a minute. Hold tight! This sounds really good. I'll be like... Actually, I might have a little cigarette first. I'll be back shortly. Alright. One moment. Holy crap, that's a strong start. God damn. I can see the brick in the waveform. This is gonna be tight. Alright. BRB. Here we go. On the other hand, I'm gonna keep my camera and stuff on so you guys can see me struggle trying to fit back into this tiny ass space. Alright, catch you guys soon. Alrighty. Let's take a look at what we have over here. Focus. There we go. Good job. Alright. Let's take a listen to what we have here. Come on over. I did. Alright. Here we go. Oh, this goes on! I forgot! You went that way. I thought you would have gone down. Not breakdown, but more like pitch. Nice. Good job. Good job. Come in a little bit more. Woo! You're doing those slides. Yeah, like that. You're kidding me, right? Yeah, this guy is a liar, right? He says, I didn't know what the fuck I'm doing. You're joking. That was an incredible mix. It was a beautiful mix. Good job. Good job. That was amazing. Absolutely loved it. That was a good track. And you did those breaks, the little pauses. That went really well. That went really well, dude. Holy crap. Good job. Yeah, dude. Please keep submitting because, you know, I love giving feedback to tracks. I love seeing even like the beginners to like give them a little bit of direction and things like that. But once in a while, I'm not gonna lie, it's nice having like a pro coming in because, oh, something that makes me move, bro. Oh man, that lightens up the stream for me, you know? I really enjoy them. Good job. Absolutely good job. Let's take a look at your mix. Let's see what we can do, right? So we have over here something a little bit like this. My opinion. Your mix is already perfect. You don't need to listen to me, okay, at all. This is already a good mix. You don't need to listen to me. I'm going to recite that again. Great mix. Don't worry about me. But I'm going to give a little bit of my opinion, okay? Only opinion. And, you know, you should also be careful of people giving opinions, especially right now when I'm giving you mine. Because a lot of the times people might give an opinion because of the fact that they feel like they want to creatively contribute to something or it inspired them. A song might inspire someone and that's incredible. It's beautiful. Honestly, no issue with that. But the thing is that sometimes you want to give your audience 2 plus 2 instead of giving them 4. If I'm over here coming up with 4 myself, I think that's incredible. So let's take a look, right? I'm gonna give an opinion of what I might have done in my side, right? Huge grade of salt, please, because you did a great job, right? Let's go. All right. I would probably use a Pro MB for the low end because I want some of those transients to still pop through, right? So what I'm gonna do is find that area. I think this is around 50, 60 hertz. So let's put this around here. I don't want it to do that. Where's your kick? Your kick is around here. It's a nice deep kick. So what I'm gonna do, get that kick back up, and I'm gonna reduce the attack time a little bit. Does this make it faster? Okay, keep it around here, I guess. Just to get that transient to pop through a little bit more. I want that kick coming back. And then fasten the release, just so that we have the punch of that kick come through. The kick is around here, isn't it? Yeah, so I'd kind of go over here. A little bit. Maybe a little bit of a shot. Very minor. I'm only looking at this area here. And then for that synth that you have, dun, 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 I would boost that around 3 kilohertz, just a little bit, to put it a little bit more in the front. Maybe around 4 kilohertz. Just for that synth, not for everything. Just for that synth, I would boost that around there just to give it a little bit of frequency masking. This is perfect. Perfect. That whoop thing, be careful of that. Maybe duck that down. When I do this stuff, I'm only doing it for the kick over here. Like, you know, just for the kick to come through the master a little bit. And in regards to the woo and all that stuff, like you want to keep that separate, right? You don't want to like do this on the master bus. So that's what I would be kind of thinking. Okay, so I would not boost this over here. Instead, I would probably do that on your hi-hats themselves. So you have a little bit of space. If you did this, you'd get rid of a lot of the low mids, but you did a great job with the low mids. I would go into your bass a little bit and see if there's a way to bring the bass a bit more to the front. One little experiment I'm going to do real quick is get another Pro Q just to kind of test something. Let's see, where does your bass end? Your bass is probably mono. I bring up like a little bit of that low mid timbre off your bass, just so it kind of stays a little crystal clear still. I'm not sure if you cut off your bass. Let's see when we stop hearing your bass. Let your bass breathe a little bit around 1 kilohertz, just a little bit. And just let it pop through, just so we can like, yeah. That's just an opinion, but I think your mix is already good, I think it's great. Good job. What else can I talk about? Because there's, at the moment, you said just the mix. I don't know about the genre, and my opinion is don't ever give a shit about genre. Just give up. Who cares about genre? If it's a hit record, it's a hit record. In all honesty. So, alright, let's take a look critically. Let's try to be an asshole about this. You see, my changes made it pop a little bit more. Let's try to match the loudness. If you do something like this, it'll give the vocals a place to sit. You see what I'm saying? And that little all those bass slides, yeah, let them come through. All right. Things about genre, there's things I took inspiration from all of them. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like it. Nah, come on. I like it. That's how I feel about things with genres. There's things I took inspo from all over the place. That's good. Yeah, because in all honesty, when we take a look at something like genre, the way that it works is basically you participate in genre. You don't make a trap song or a rap like hip-hop track. You don't do these things, I don't think that's how music and genres should work at all. I don't think anyone does. Anyone should, I mean. I think at the end of the day, the way it works is, we participate. Prod Harshi. All right, let's take a look. Hopefully it refreshes. Oh, it did. Oh, bless. All right. I guess I'll go next artist with this one. Prod Harsh, let's take a look at your track, homie. I'm excited. We got 3 different submissions. So we now have a few things to look at. Shui is insane. You are insane, brother. Keep it going. Good job. I'm proud of you. That was a good track. That was very good. Honestly, I don't have much feedback to give apart from the little mix things that I showed you. That the kick transient come through a little bit more. Make it fucking punch through like that kick. You know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, because if you're gonna have a vocalist on there, this doesn't sound like it's gonna be a song they're gonna be like serenading on top of. I feel like what they're gonna be doing is basically they're gonna be in rhythm and time with it, I did some like ad-libbing on top. You probably heard me singing, but yeah, we'll see. But I'm doing stuff like that because I wasn't hearing that fucking detail as much, So let's take a look in the transients. Make those transients pop. You got this. Prod Harsh, thank you so much for the tip. I'm really excited to listen to your tracks. I wonder though, you're in the chat right now, so if there's anything you want me to look at specifically regarding your tracks, let me know. If not, I'm happy to play it anyways. And by play it, I mean, let's take a look, right? Like properly. and I'll give you my 2 cents from like what I feel is the most important to look at first. All right? But if you want me to take a look at something else, that's also okay. Let's press play on this. That's Ravi Triditya Daitya mixed.
मेरे बंदे रहते सर पे बैठे पड़ते चैटे इनकी मैं हूँ वो जो करता नहीं स्मोकिंग गिरने लगी फीलिंग इनकी ये तो भागे जा रहे मेरे बंदे बीच से इन क्लास बेचार कर काम बहुत मोटा जाने जो ना तेरा बंदा नहीं रखा मैंने को ऐसे झुटक कर मैं उनका फुटा जो मेरे साथ खड़ा रहता गड़ा इनके दिमाग में अब पड़ा जो ना मेरे साथ खड़ा कह दिया मैंने उन्हें दूर से अलविदा अलविदा गोली नहीं मारूंगा मैं शब्दों से जान लो छुरी नहीं बात कोई शब्दों पे ध्यान दो क्या दो अपने तुम लड़कों को दूसरों की खिड़की में ज्यादा मत ध्यान दो क्या दो अपने तुम लड़कों को दूसरों की खिड़की में ज्यादा मत ध्यान दो
Maybe strings are a little cliche for this area. Pick something else.
दुनिया के बाहर से आए ये लोग दुनिया को खाएंगे एक दिन ये लोग मैं जाता उसकी बहन को देखता फिर गंदे विचार तेरे मन में कैसे ना मैं बोलूं ये कलियुग के देवताओं के बेस में बैठे हैं पान काम जो कर रही है सारी ही कलियुग के काम है मानते तो अपने आप को कूल पर बनती है जा रहे हवाने हैं खुली जब आंख तो लगा उजाला बदलती आंख तो लगा अकेला मैं खुद विश्वास खुद ही लिखूं मैं औरों के सामने ना कभी भी झुकूं मैं हिम्मत इतनी के पूरा ना लिखूं मैं उनके माँ बाप को खुआब तो दे दो बच्ची मरी थी इंसाफ तो दे दो क्या थी गलती उसकी उम्र थी कच्ची ना जाने मरे इतनी बार इतनी मच्छी देते दुनिया के बाहर से आए ये लोग देते दुनिया को खाएंगे एक दिन ये लोग
दुनिया के बाहर से आए ये लोग Okay. Okay, so I think that's the track done, right? Yeah, good job, good job. If you just want me to take a look at the flow, that's just the flow. Yeah, good job. I enjoyed it. I think that, so your flow was fine around here. Where is it? No, not this part. Where was the part where before you came in? Right before the 808s hit, I think your vocals were okay, but then right there, it was really good. Let me show you. It's a little off. Okay, so basically, yeah, no, good job. All right, so let's take a look. I'd say that there's a thing that you could do with your mix. Your flow is all right. Your flow is good, but in order to make your flow sound better, I would say that you should probably, let's see, if we go into this view, your vocals. उनके माँ बाप को खुआब तो दे दो बच्ची मरी थी इंसाफ तो दे दो क्या थी गलती उसकी उम्र थी कच्ची ना जाने मरे इतनी बार इतनी मच्छी देते दुनिया के बाहर से आए ये लोग देते दुनिया को खाएंगे एक दिन ये लोग मैं जाता उसकी बहन को देखता फिर गंदे विचार तेरे मन में कैसे ना मैं बोलूं ये कलियुग के देवताओं के बेस में बैठे हैं पान काम जो कर रही है सारी your vocals need more compression. Yeah, they need more compression. Because as beautiful as your vocals are, because you're going so dynamic, you know, I think it was around like when you said "Dunya ke baar se aaye log," something like that. I don't know. Let me check. You need to be more on time. I think you can be a bit more on time. I believe so. Let's see. Remember, I'll give you one hint though. Always move to the music you're making, homie. Always move to the music you're making, okay? Because if you're not doing that and you're not landing, you're not gonna feel out when those vocals are landing, when they're supposed to land. Always move. It's like, okay, first of all, the strings, don't do those. They're so cliche. I understand. What language is this? Is this yeah. A compression and be more on time. And when I say more on time, even when you're rapping, you should move. You got to move. You can't be like, you can't just do that. You have to move. Like I intuitively moved. You can't just be like, you can't do that. You gotta get your breaths in. You gotta get your diaphragm in Hindi. Okay, so if you're speaking in Hindi, then even then it would still apply, right? दुनिया के बाहर से आए लोग. You gotta try to find every single part where there can be a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of counter rhythms, like आए log. Don't just be आए log. No, you know what I mean? Like if people are really coming from outside the dunya, then you know you gotta still go hard. All right, let's take a look. What I'm gonna do is take a look at your second one, and we'll have a good time with that one too. On beat makes a lot of change. Absolutely. Move to it, bro. Please. And take a look at something like MV2. Take a look at, some compression. And I'm not saying just like some VCA compression. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about compression in the capacity, like maybe using like multiple compressors. I'm talking about using an 1176 to maybe tame those kind of moments. But then also you want to have like an LA2A or something that keeps like the level relatively matched and musical and balanced. And yeah, so in order to send the link, all you got to do is type it into, oh gods, yeah, I got to make sure this, here you go, I'll send you, here it is. Initially I had this part like all over here, so I could have just done this, but I don't know, because I refreshed it, it kind of disappeared. But that's how you submit your track. Let's take a look at another one. Harsh. Sorry, my Hindi's not good, and I only know a little bit because of my family, right? But all right, let's see. Yeah, let me continue with that point. Sorry, because this is important. I really want you to get this. So what you want to do, you want one compressor to tame this really fast transient start going up. In fact, let me do this one better for you. I'm going to switch over to this view. I'm going to put on this, and let's take a look. Let's have a jam, right? Let's learn something. Learning is always fun. All right, so you have a vocal. Oh no, it's green. So you'll have a vocal which is gonna go a little bit like, whatever. Whatever, right? That's cool. Let's say this is your vocal. You have a fast acting compressor, which will be your FET. Give me a color, let's say green. No, let's say orange, because I kind of connect how fast it is. FET, which is very fast acting. It stands for field emitting transistor, whatever. Anyways, so the first thing you're doing, your first compression is going to have a really fast attack time. It's going to respond immediately, very fast, right? So it's going to almost act like a clipper, right? Like a limiter or a clipper. It's almost going to act like that. So you'll be, taming these areas over here, right? By adding like a little threshold of this area, actually you'd be adding a threshold around here, right? Actually, let me do this again so it looks a bit cuter. So let's say we have something like that. So now your vocal, instead of going like, all the way up like that, what it's instead gonna do is it's gonna go like that. So it's gonna go like this, and then it's gonna do this instead. And then when it comes up to here, it'll act a little bit slower, but you'll still have some dynamics retained, right? And then over here, you'll be going like this, and it will be like that. You see that? Now, if we just take a look at the red, you can see how your transients, and not your transients, your peaks have been tamed a lot more. So there's that. And then after that, you're gonna have a little bit of a different type of compression, which is going to be, yes, please send YouTube links, whatever you want. I'm happy to take a look at it all. Just make sure I don't get copyrighted or something. Don't send me shit, man. Then after that, you have another compressor, which would be your something which is gonna be, let's say, an optical. So it wouldn't have a threshold per se. An optical compressor will probably be taming a little bit more. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna demonstrate this with a swift line instead of like, you know, whatever. But essentially an optical compressor is gonna look a little bit like this line. So your vocals are gonna be a lot more together. You can see there's like almost an averaged out when you're using an optical. In fact, what I can do for you right now is send you a little link of a video that I've made regarding, I'm not plugging myself, there's really not much to plug, but this was my first ever video that I made, and it got like it got 12k views. This is my first ever video, so you know, like I'm telling you, it's a good video. I'm gonna skip to a timestamp, which is gonna go over the optical area. All right, copy URL at time. This is the part you want to start watching from. All right. So let's keep moving. Next track. I hope I provided enough insight for this one. I'm not going to repeat information. What I'm going to do instead is kind of just like let you know that you need to do the same thing as before and then add more, so you get a bit more value out of the stream, you know? I want to make sure that you're not freaking missing, bro. No, we're gonna make it good. Let's see. But good job. I like your rapping. I like your voice. We can do something good. You can't share YouTube links on that? I'm so sorry. That's crazy. They used to have YouTube links. They used to have every link. Are you able to upload the song into the track train? I just upload it onto there, or maybe just rip it off YouTube and then just put it through track train or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's my first time using this track train service, and I think they're having a couple of things to keep in mind, but at the moment, it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna take a look at another track by this man, Prod Harsh, and we're gonna take a look. It's called Christopher Nolan. I don't think it's even the same guy who made it, is it? Oh, it is. Okay. All right, let's press play. Let's see how it goes. Just looking really quiet. Jesus Christ. What would you like feedback on regarding this one, Harsh? I'll play it now. You let me know.
Melodiastic.
I mean, it's a little repetitive. I'd say that's the main problem. I've been listening to this for a little bit and I'm finding it repetitive. Friends, though, you can send it to me on Discord if you'd like, but yeah, just ping me. There's something resonant about that. Ow, ow. Yeah, it's just a tad repetitive, I would say. That's pretty much my main complaint. I mean, there's nothing here. It's like 1 minute 47, which is fine. Short tracks are good, but arrangement-wise, it's the same thing. So we take a look at, you said something about wanting to take a look at the hi-hats. That strikes a bit harsh. Sometimes I'm going to give you a little bit of a clue, right? Because I've had these situations as someone who's been mixing for a really long time. you do get moments where it's like, okay, I've been working on this for so long, and eventually the harsh stuff continues to feel harsh. Sometimes it's even a situation where harsh stuff, you just it just goes past, but you just get ear fatigue, but you don't exactly know why. So there's definitely a lot of reasons to feel what you're feeling. Don't worry about it. All you got to do is take a bit of space away from it. Once you get a little bit of space away from the track, you're gonna, yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see. I honestly couldn't tell I couldn't feel that it was too harsh. But what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna run it through in Maximizer just to kind of feel it out. What it would be like if it was going to be like mastered, just a temporary measure, right? Just to kind of feel it. Nothing more than that, just to kind of see. Okay, now I see where you're coming from. It's not that bad. But the only thing that's making it really annoying is that you have like some transients, right? So homie, what I'm going to do is, again, sorry if I'm switching to paint view too much, but I think, you know, it makes it a little bit interesting. Right now, you have like hats that are doing this. This is why your hats are annoying. You're going tick, 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 right? You're going tick, 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 tick. This is boring. That's why your hats sound trash. But here's the thing. If you like do a little bit of a crossfade, you know, and you have like tick, 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 tack, you know, tick, 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 you know, with a little bit of pitch variance in between. This is I'm sorry, I know this sounds like such basic knowledge. Oh my god, this throws me back to when I was 15 years old. Okay, so when you oh my god, I don't normally give this type of feedback. This is so old. Okay, back to the basics, right? So whenever you're working with like hi-hats and things like that, sometimes if you have something which is a little too harsh, like like this repetitiveness, let's not forget repetitiveness connotes to frustration, right? That's what it connotes to. So when you have instead of getting and you do that, gives it a bit of dynamics, and also don't make it ta-ta-ta-ta, or don't make it ta-ta-ta-ta, also make it tika-tika. You know, like pitch it very little bit and have it a little bit more dynamic and let it blend into the track. Because the whole track is moving. Why is that hat being so awkward? You know, what's it doing? The reverb and the spacing and the way you mix those hats otherwise are perfect. Good job. I like that. You did good. Don't worry about it. Let's see what else. Ignoring those hats. Yeah, that would have been much nicer. But anyways. This area is a little annoying. Oh, so you don't have a bass in here? Yeah, you don't even have a bass in here. Like no 808s, no Reese, no nothing. I don't like Reese's, but there's no 808s in here. You know, or Reese's or bass at all. Even a bass guitar. Like even if you like decided that like, let's say, can I do this right now? What's the BPM of your track? Delete. Check, check. Is it coming through now? Jesus Christ. Yeah, sorry, I forgot that I use Ableton for my routing. Let's bring this over here, bring that one over here, and do I don't know, like a... I don't remember what I did. Here we go. Let's Control T. Yeah, I got your track, by the way. You sent it to me on Discord. Are you still around? The thing is, I never learned from any kind of tutorial on YouTube for neither FL nor any plugin. I just figured everything out by looking at other producers. That's why I got little knowledge about it. Well, keep coming back to this stream, bro. You know, I'm gonna do this next week too. Next week is gonna be a little bit litty, so definitely take a look at that. I think next week we're gonna have a little bit of promotion for this one. We're speaking with the people. Let me just quickly record something here. What is it? If I just do this. Alright, watch this. I'm gonna show you something, alright? Gonna let this roll a little bit. Do you know the key? Alright, probably not, so I'm just gonna guess. Alright, I'm just gonna... That's a D, okay. So I'm just gonna quickly just put in a D here. Just quickly, I wish you had the BPM, bro. You're making this so hard. Okay, let's see, turn this on, turn this up, whatever. Alright, let's take a look at this together, right? If I do... Oh, you guys can't hear this. Bloody hell. Alright. Restream. I'm just gonna quickly get this so that you guys can hear it. Put this on the master. I love Restream. This thing's been so cool. I just need to make it a part of my default live set. That way, we can kind of have a good time with it and I don't have to keep doing this. Alright. Here we go. Is it gonna work? Yes, it is. All right. So we have. All right. So imagine a bass on there, right? You know, now that you have a bass in there, you can kind of hear a little bit more. And you can even have it cut over here, so it's not like, you know, one of those. So it's like, it stops on the tap. So it's like, I'm assuming somewhere here. We put an L3 here with the L3, just for the, like, the loudness stuff. Let's first put these together, put them in a group, put an L3 on the stereo. And then, you guys can't hear this? Jesus. It's coming through on my end, anyways. This is a little bit out of time because I'm doing this with a whole lot of latency and I'm just kind of guessing. So you know, like if you have a bit of a bass in there, some low end, you can hear it already makes it pop a little bit more. My push 2 is a little occupied, it has a bunch of crap on it. That's why I'm not able to do all this doom, you know. But that's, I'm using literally this keyboard right now to draw those notes in. Alright, so let's take a look. Before I do the last one by Harsh, I'm gonna take a look at what I've been sent in favorite music. Yeah, no, don't. Which one am I looking at, bro? One at a time. You sent me 3. And you know, that's not where you're supposed to put it. Just ping me and, oh, yeah. I sent shit on Discord. I am. Alright. Okay, so while you tell me, Frenzo, which one you want me to play, first, second, or third, I'll go hit the restroom and I'll be back. I'm gonna grab another pint too and I'll open it in front of you guys. So yeah, definitely go for it. Let me know which one. And then after I listen to this Frenzo one, I'm gonna take a look at the last one. Alrighty folks, here I am once again. I'm torn into pieces, can't deny it, can't pretend. I swore you were the one. Alright, let's take a look. We're looking at one more, two more, in order, one. Alright, if you want me to take a look at number one first. My good sir, that is exactly what we're going to be doing. I'm glad that we're in good, whatever. Pradhash, after this one, I'm gonna look at your last one, and then we'll, yeah. Alrighty, folks. Let me switch this over to this view so we can see the cues and everything. Where is it? Yeah, feel free to join my server. By the way, I'm not, dude, I lost the freaking links. Oh, did your links somehow get removed? Where did you post them? What? Homie, I don't know where your links are. Hi, welcome. Hope you're doing well, Alina. Alina, oh, that's me. Oh, it's you. Hey, gorgeous. Oh my, that is so cool. I can't believe you're here. Well, I'm just taking a look at a bunch of streams right now. I mean, sorry, audios and things. Let me go into the logs and find, you know, what the hell it was, right? Maybe I can... It's fine, I found it in the logs. I apparently just got deleted on its own. Alright, so this is... how you doing, May? Are you doing alright? So good to see you. It's been a minute. You should submit a track for me to check out. You know, I think you'd have a good time with it. I give good feedback. I think. I mean, these guys think so, surely. Right, guys? Okay. I'm gonna play this one over here. Alright, this is J. Cole x Freddie Gibbs type beat. Oh, there's a type beat. Okay, type beats are marketing. Okay, fair enough. This is quiet. He's a little thin. I think, over here you could have had a break. Dung, 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 instead of doing the same repetition. Because if you're trying to go with the sampling vibe, Yeah, it's a little repetitive. You feel it, don't you, Friendzo? You can feel it's a little repetitive. And it's gonna go up again? Yeah, I figured. If that part had a little bit difference, instead of going up again, I think that you would have had a good time, you know what I mean? Let's see. Alright, I think it's gonna be the same thing, so I'm just gonna pause it there. Yeah, so I think you get the gist. Yeah, I think you definitely get the gist. That's my feedback on this one. Just don't make it repetitive. After that, what you want to do is, if it's supposed to be like boom bappy, then you gotta let it be boom bappy. Where's the low end? You know? And another thing, what I'm going to do is just quickly show you something. If we take a look at how boom bap works, it's primarily a 90s genre. And if we're taking a look at something like boom bap, we want to take a look at this. So in contemporary music, what they tend to do is they have like contemporary hip hop, right? They have this little situation going on where there's a lot of contrarianism, which is being handled differently nowadays, right? But here's the story. Back in the 90s, you had a lot of tracks where you had a lot of the low mids actually being wider, and it got more narrow and mono-ish feeling the higher the frequencies got, right? So if we do 20k and we do 20 hertz, right? And then another thing was that the width in these type of styles, if you want to go boom bap, it was a little bit more like, okay, well, if we're taking a look at the let me just label this real quick, sides / width, right? And if we take a look at something when we, the mid frequencies, for example, mids or mono feeling, they used to kind of go a little bit like this, right? And you can see what's going on over here, where you have a lot of the low end, if we start marking, a lot of the low end is a lot wider, isn't it? And the hats are getting a little bit quieter. I mean, sorry, not quieter, a little bit more mono feeling. Listen to the song by Biggie Smalls, Give Me the Loot. You'll kind of get the gist of what that type of mix is going to be like, And if we take a look at some of the high frequency, the mid stuff, you'll notice that like the hats and stuff are a lot more in the middle. And yeah, but I will also say that there's kind of a little bit of a curve that goes like this. It doesn't go above a certain point. It's with the highs, they keep them a little bit in the distance. It's supposed to be soulful while still being something that's hard. So that's what you're taking a look at. And then during the the 2010 or whatever, no, 2010 that was a different thing, but 2020 and onwards, there was a little bit of contrarianism against that standard. Even like in the 2010s and whatever, there was contrarianism. And even to this day, you'll see a lot of like rappers that put a shit ton of autotune and things like that on their vocals. And the reason why they do that, and a crap ton of autotune with a shit ton of high end, it's contrarianism to the original genre that was there. I believe it's there because, back then when you had the studios, you were using samples, records, you were using, like Korgs to, all sorts of synthesizers, and, a lot of analog-y stuff. So when you're going digital, it's a bit like saying, hey, we're not like those 90s people. We're rich, we're cooler, we're new. And the way that people like to, show or present high quality or high fidelity was in fact by, unfortunately, keeping a high boost on those side frequencies all the way up over here, because the more crystal and sharp and clear something was, the more it connoted to something that was a little bit more high quality. It's a way to fake it, and everyone knew it was fake, but that kind of aesthetic came through. Same with autotune. You know, you had people using autotune in a cool way, like T-Pain, but then at the time it was uncool because people thought that it wasn't showing talent, you know. But then people eventually got used to autotune when they realized that, oh, some of these singers using autotune can sing. But it was a lot of you know, like, hey, hating, a lot of hating. But we don't care about that, forget that. But autotune was primarily used to show that, you know, hey, we are high quality, we have technology, we can make tracks which are high fidelity. And so high frequency boosting was a easy way to say that we have high fidelity, even though everything has 20 kilohertz. You know, you should be able to hear it on any of these headphones, right? So that's what it is. And in regards to the mid frequencies, all of those low ends, it started to become a little bit more like that. Now you can see the difference where you have green going up like this, and then you have now green going down like that. You see, it's a cultural thing. If you're going to make hip hop, please understand the culture. Please, you know, take a look at where they're coming from, how the production has worked, why they have made these decisions. We're taking a look at, even if you listen to the lyrics, they teach you how this production works. You know, they literally teach you how this production works in the lyrics. Any song that you listen to that are like, you know, SoundCloud rappers to whatever, like even they tell you, right? They literally tell you bar to bar that, hey, I am over here rapping a song, I'm glamorizing, you know, making quick money out of doing rap, and, you know, I am appealing to a demographic which is not exactly necessarily doing too well financially, and this is all about, you know, trying to get out of this ghetto. And so we're, you know, also when, you know, doing ghetto type stuff, but then we're doing it in a way that makes you feel like you could do it too. And that's why we had so many people opening up FL Studio, you know, yeah, like the lyrics are practically telling you this, right? So that's how you get into the situation where if you want to make this type of modern, you know, not modern, but like, yeah, but if you want to do something a bit more OG, look at the OGs, look at what they're doing, understand their convention, look at why they did it. Think about, like, you know, like Timbaland back in the, I don't know about Timbaland now, he's doing whatever, but back in the, you know, ages ago, when he made his drums pop through the freaking PA system or the drum, like the systems, why did you design those drums to be like that? People might be listening to them on headphones now, and you could emulate it with some sort of like low end reverbs and this and that to kind of give it that nostalgia feeling, you know, for the low end. That's okay, but you gotta understand the convention before you apply it. So please continue doing boom bap, please continue doing hip hop, but respect the culture, because for these guys, for people doing hip hop and the people within that, really, really need you to, you know, the only reason why there's a conflict with hip hop right now or ever, I believe, is because, you know, whenever you had mumble rapping and all that stuff, it wasn't about the fact that they're mumble rapping. It was about the fact that, you know, and if that was the case and it sounded good, then they would leave them alone. But they did it without understanding the culture. They did it without challenging the culture. You know, if they challenged the culture instead of doing it in a cringe or incorrect way, you know, the whole point of, like, you know, rock and roll, hip hop and, you know, rap and all that stuff and trap and stuff is rebellion, you know? And if you're gonna do rebellion and you're gonna break rules, you gotta get your, you know, reading glasses on. You gotta read those rules. You gotta understand every little bit one of those rules. You gotta know what those people have been doing. You gotta know how the rules work. You gotta know exactly how to follow the rules in order to destroy them in the most concise way possible. That's how you challenge conventions. So yeah, how do you achieve this kind of thing where you can make lows wider and highs mono this smooth? I mean, generally you want to use, you know, so whenever you're taking a look at something like, you know, where's my drawing pen gone? Whenever you're taking a look at something like, and regarding, damn, you got so much knowledge, how long you been doing music and shit. So I've been cooking since a very long time, but the thing is that, like, I'm restarting my portfolio completely from scratch. No, I'm not gonna plug myself in these streams ever. I'm not gonna tell people what I've been doing. I'm starting from the beginning. I'm keeping it, I wanna start again. And I'm starting again with everything that I've been going through for the last 20, no. Wow, almost 20 years, yeah. So, no, not 20 years, I'm 28 now. 20 years would mean I'm 8 years old. Sorry, I can't do maths. What's 28 minus 14? 14 years. Sorry, yeah, it's basic. Sorry, yeah. But yeah, like, I'm not good at maths. I'm good at music though, right? So I'm starting again. Yeah. I'm not gonna let people know where I'm coming from. I'm not giving credibility to myself. No, I'm just gonna give you guys the shit that I know starting now, you know? So I'm hoping I get to do this with, you know, streams, and over time I'll reveal what I've been doing. I think you'll have a lot of, you know, in the future, I'll drop that, hey, this guy over there, that's who I was. Did you know that? So anyways, let's keep moving. What's pirate gaming? I need to take a look at that. I've heard there's a lot of drama going on. But how do you achieve this kind of where you make lows wider and highs mono this smooth? All right, let's talk about that. Please talk about that, because I would want you to know this. First of all, let's talk about width. What is width? Right? Width is the difference between your left and right channels. All right, folks? So when it comes to width, you're taking a look at your left channel and your right channel. If you have a waveform going like this, and then we copy and paste that. Oh God, sorry. I'm not good with paint. I'm just gonna, I'm sorry. I'm really not good at this thing here. All right, so we have this thing over here. The exact same, if it's lined up. Now, all of this thing, what do you get? Bloody hell, I clicked on this. What is this? This is a mono signal. It's not mono, it's really not mono, because you do have two stereo channels. Like one, and you have one stereo channel, which is like a left and a right, two channels. So it's not really a mono channel, but it's called our mids, right? It's gonna feel mono, right? Feel. So that's what it is. This is the stuff in the middle. What is width? So width is basically, let me quickly do this, right? Let's quickly drag this and put this over here. I want to give it a little bit of breathing room just so that we don't mess up again. I don't want to keep rubbing this out, it's wasting time. So I'm just going to drag this over here like so. All right, nice. Now it should be easy to grab. All right, so width is the difference between your left and right channels, right? It doesn't have to mean anything crazy. I shit you not, right? So what does that mean? Width. Let's take a look at something which is a lot more sides, or feels wide, right? Okay, that's what we're starting with right now. So one thing we can do is basically take, how do we make them different? One way that all of you guys know is basically doing this, right? We just delay one thing slightly, and now your left channel and your right channel is starting a bit different. So, I mean, I do commissions, by the way. I know you're saying you want to collab, but I do commissions. I do mixing, mastering, but more importantly, like, I like to get the artist's vision across. So if you want to like get a track finished and you want like some guidance, just hit me up and, you know, just hire me out. Once you're one of my artists and producers, we get philosophical, bro, and we get tracks done. So yeah, just hit me up. So we have sides over here, so you can see that one little bit of a delay, and to make this a little bit more easy to understand, there's a little difference between this and this. It can be 11 milliseconds, right? But either way, because now there's a difference between every single line, you now have a little bit of a side difference. Another thing that makes this happen is that if you have, so what I'm going to write over here real quick is stereo delay, right? Now we're going to take a look at another one where we do one channel is pitched slightly higher and one channel is pitched slightly lower, right? You're going to get width from that too. Sorry, you're going to get width from that as well, right? And this width is called a unison, right? You can see this in a lot of things like synthesizers and whatever. after that, you have a different type of thing where you might have this one signal, but you also have, let's see if I can draw this out. Let's do this. And what we do is we will flip this like so. Now you have a thing called phase inversion. Phase inversion. It makes things sound wider, right? Because of the fact that your sound is coming different, even though the polarity is completely flipped, there's still different signals, so your brain hears them extremely wide. Now, I'm gonna go over, don't just start yet, right? Hold tight, don't get too crazy. Let's do one more before we go over this thing. L, R, right? You have a waveform doing its thing. And then what we can do is copy that. And we paste it, get it over here like so. Now, what you can do to make this wider is doing something where you have reverberation. And what reverb does is... Sorry, I didn't get confused. I was just thinking about multiple things. My brain has way too much crap in its mind right now. So I'm trying to keep it a little bit simple in my head, because the first thing that came up in my mind was another type of width, which was basically comb filtering, where if we take a look at this, let's say comb, right? Comb, let's do it like this just to remain consistency. Comb filtering. Now, what does comb filtering mean? It means that you have an EQ, right? And what you're doing is, while you have like these type of frequencies, you know, for in your EQ, and you have, you know, whatever, what it essentially does is does comb filtering in the sense that for your left ear, it will cut these frequencies like so, right? And then for your right ear, it will cut these frequencies. So it's gonna be a little bit more like this. So you're getting the full frequency spectrum, but it's done like so, right? Won't phase inversion cancel each other out? Yes, it will. But homie, this stream is not a freaking newbie stream. We're gonna go over every single one of these and the effects that it has on your audio, and when and how, and like how to be more eloquent when to use this, right? We're gonna make that happen. You're gonna go over every single one of these. We will. And this is gonna be the best stream you've ever seen. All right, so we've gotten something over here where we have this thing, right? Combing. So let's take a look. Effects of each and every single one, right? I hope there's plenty of space for me to write. I'm sorry, I don't know if there is, so I'm just gonna quickly do this, I guess. And let's make it a little bit easier. Let's break this apart, right? Easy. All right, so we know what mono does, right? So now let's take a look at, oh, I forgot about the reverb one. Reverb, it adds harmonics and different areas, right? So you're getting a little bit of width by emulating a room space. And it does it by having micro delays, you know, micro delays. I mean, what do you think a reverb is? It's micro delays, right? Filtering. Okay, let's take a look at these different reverbs, right? So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at mono. You guys already know this is not actually mono, it's just dual stereo, right? So don't worry about it, it's okay. Now, how do we make this thing where the left and right channel are exactly the same, but how do we make it wider? Now we're going to take a look at that. And we remember stereo delay, the thing that I demonstrated here, the effects of this. So when you do stereo delay, some frequencies that are more resonant are going to feel like they're in one side over the other. So why does stereo delay work? Stereo delay works because it emulates that an object is really large. Object, very large, right? Think about it this way. You have something really large in front of you, And it's so big that you're standing maybe a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right of that sound source. You'll be able to hear it from the left a little bit more than the right, but it will still look like it's one, feel like it's one sound source. But it's not really, you know what I mean? So you will feel that at certain points, like when you look at the frequency range or whatever, you will feel that like at times, if we say this is L and this is R, at times you'll feel like it's a little bit too loud on the left ear and then it's a little bit loud. Because essentially what this is doing is just offsetting the waveforms a little bit, right? So there's your stereo delay. I'm trying to TLDR this like as fast as possible. Unison. With unison, what you're doing is you're basically pitching one down, one up. What this essentially does is it kind of replicates movement. So you will always feel a little bit at unease when you're using this unison thing, but it will also kind of emulate a pact, different sounds, different noises and all that stuff, right? So essentially, what happens is with one thing slightly pitched up, one thing slightly pitched down, you will get that. But the thing is that, again, you will have a little bit of phase difference in certain regions of resonance. So when you do that, keep an eye out for what frequencies are dipping, what frequencies are resonating when you're doing this pitching up and down a little bit differently, right? So we still get resonance. You get multiple voices. So it's not exactly going to sound the same. You get a little bit of phasing in your lower end versus the higher end when you listen to it on mono. So there's that. Phase inversion. Now, phase inversion, that will cancel out when you put it through mono. Whoever said that was absolutely right. Now, here's the thing. Oh, should I go into the science? Are you guys interested in the science of it, or should I just skip over this and just quickly? It's really fun, but I don't know. We'll do a vote. What do you guys think? Just tell me in the comments. So, yeah, when it comes to the phase inversion, I'll just quickly go over it. But essentially, when you have a little bit of a waveform like this going into your ear from your left and right ear, when you have like a little bit of a delay, your brain is using a thing called your interaural time difference, right? And what that means is that basically, if I can get this back here, yeah. What that means is that when you have a little bit of a phase difference between your left ear and your right ear, you're thinking that, okay, like for example, look, you see how we delayed this waveform a little bit? That means that this sound came through your, this sound came through your left ear first, not your right ear. What does that mean? That means that the sound is coming from your left, right? It's not too late to submit a track. Please submit a track. I encourage you. I am looking forward to hearing more. So what this means is, in essence, is that when you have this bit of a delay, it tells your brain through interaural time difference, not intensity difference, that's a different sound localization mechanism, through whatever, is that the sound's coming from the left. But when you have a dramatic shift in polarity like this, what ends up happening is the sound is coming from direct left, 90 degrees to the left of you, and 90 degrees to the right of you at the same time. And that's why your polarity switching is such a jarring way to widen things. So be really careful when you're doing width stuff like this. My advice when doing stuff like this is, if you want to be a little bit, you know, like crazy with the science a little bit, you know, like you want to be like, hey, you know what? My songs are going to play in venues that have like mono speakers, right? So what that means to me is I want reverbs in my track, but if the, you know, if the venue already has a lot of reverb, I don't want to drench it with more reverb off my own track. So if it is a mono reverb thing, you can do a lot of like the reverb using your phase polarity thing. That way, when you have like the mono speakers in venues, they cancel out in the venue and you only get the natural reverbs from the venue itself. You see where I'm coming from? So your track is now going to be working with the venue to create that. You see what I'm saying? I hope I'm making it clear. So be careful with this, because when you do this phase inversion thing with your low frequencies, you get a lot of jarring effects. So you don't want to do that. What I would say you do is, if you want to do this phase inversion width and all that stuff with reverb, the whole, gimmicks that I was talking about earlier on, which is not necessary, but it's cool to do it with your higher frequencies. Why? Because your ears are a lot more sensitive to phase differences between your low end. So you don't want to do them things over here, rude boy. You want to do it up here. Yeah? Because over here, it's going to be a little bit easier to your brain not get fucky. You know what I mean? So that's the unison stuff. So I tried not getting into the science too much, because I know that, it's a little boring. Not for me. I love it. I love it. I love talking about it. And I'm so honored that you guys are here listening. I love this stuff. It means a lot to me, and I love audio. I love sound. Anyway, sorry. I'm gonna stop. Let's get back to it, right? Over here, we've got reverbs, right? That's emulating a space. So there's a little bit of offsets between your left and rights, but it's so subtle that you can't really tell that it's there. So for our human ears, we really can't tell. That's why something like reverbs to increase width is a really good idea. Generally what that means is low room size, low decay times, because of the fact that we're not talking about reverb in the sense of wow, we're talking about reverb in the sense of width, right? So we have this low room size, low decay times. You can get multiple ones, ones which are going to be doing a little bit like this, ones which are going to be doing a little bit like this. And the whole point of that decay thing is that, we'll come to that. I'm going to skip over really fast because I know you guys are really looking forward to, Then you have comb filtering. Let's finish this off and then we'll start listening to tracks again. I'm sorry, I know, I'm just fangirling about audio and just teaching as much as I can in the shortest amount of time as I can, TLDRing it. With the comb filtering, when you mono this comb filtering thing, what ends up happening is it sounds perfect. Perfect. It will be perfect mono. You will have no losses, nothing like that. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna make this a little bit easier for you guys to understand. Let's cut everything over here. Let's just look at this region over here. 20 hertz to 60 hertz. Right? What do you see here? If your red is your right ear and your blue is your left ear, do you see the fucky wuckies? Do you see that whole mess? Do you see that? You guys seeing it? In this region, notes are a little bit more far apart and noticeable. It's easier to tell the difference between 60 hertz and 80 hertz than 10,000 hertz and 10,020 hertz. 100 to 120 is easier to tell than 10,020 and 10,040 or whatever. You get the gist. So anyways, that's that. Let's keep going. That means that on low end frequency areas, what ends up happening is you're gonna notice oh, my left ear is playing some subs, but then my right ear is playing a little bit higher than that. Oh, what is this? And then suddenly a random note comes and you get resonance. So this comb filtering type of thing, it generally only works around 7 kilohertz and up, 6 kilohertz and up. And that's what tools like Wider do, Wider by that infected mushroom. Yeah. I appreciate their plugin. I really respect it. But you got to know how to use it. Don't just slap that on anything. Alrighty, folks. I'm going to get back to it. We're going to listen to some of your tracks. Let's take a look at some of these submissions. Alright, sorry it took so long. I hope you guys had a good time listening to them. I mean, the little things. Let's take a look at the next track. I think next up we have, you know what? I think I just did a lesson. I wonder if someone can cut it out into Polyverse and Infected Mushroom. They made Wider, yeah. But I wonder if someone can make shorts out of these. Should I make shorts out of these little things that I do in streams? I don't know. Maybe that's a good idea. Let's see. I mean, it depends, right? I mean, I don't know if I'm like a good educator, but like, hopefully I made it a bit easy to kind of get it. I mean, I know that like there's a lot of YouTube channels out there, but they're not really teaching this stuff in the way that, I don't know. All right, let's see. Guys, we only got one person. Wasn't there another guy over here who was like, he wants to submit a track? See, this is what I mean. I think I bored him. All right, let's go to the next one. The final one by Turkish guy. Indian, I mean. Let's take a look. Turkish song. Oh, okay, so it is Turkish. All right. Let's take a look, guys. Next track. Let's go.
Bakışmayalım ne olursun. Daha fazla tükenmeye takatim yok.
Why is that buzzing in my right ear? Yeah. Take a look at that. That buzzing shouldn't be in my right ear only. There's a bass in my right ear for some reason. Arrangement's a good idea. Now I got repetitive. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it right there. So all the stuff about stereo I talked about, just skip back, look at it again, and think about that thing that you pan to the right that's scratching my ear for some reason, right? If you're gonna do this type of stuff, where you're trying to emulate like old type of thing, it doesn't sound really wide and clear and all that stuff. Like it doesn't sound like it's within the stereo space in this wonderful way. It sounds like you're in a room and you're listening to this on a radio from like the freaking ages ago, right? So it doesn't sound nice, crystal clear, whatever. And so I'm not saying that's wrong. I think that's cool. Go for it. But if you're going to do that properly. You have a tom. Not here, but there was a tom that was in my right ear earlier on. You know what I'm saying? Why was that tom so crystal clear and all in my right ear in this beautiful fashion? When it did not need to be like that, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to go for like something that's a little bit, stick to it, Welcome, Matt. Good to see you. Yeah, no, you can definitely remix things. You can totally like chop things up. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying if you're gonna have that little like, like this type of sample in the beginning where you're in that, when you're in like the kitchen or the living room, like as if you're emulating that, and it's supposed to go vroom right into this like crystal clear environment. Don't have toms that are like super freaking right panned, it breaks away from that convention, you know what I mean? Otherwise it's good, I like it. It got a little repetitive, but I think it's just a little demo, right? So it's okay. That transition was great, perfect, absolutely loved it. You did a good job with that. Fantastic. So I'm hearing that in my right ear, bro. Why? You when you do that right ear thing, it offsets the entire mix to my left ear, and that goes all the way to the right. Remember, stereo and mixing and everything is all relative to each other, right? So you do something that harsh in the right ear, yeah. I don't know, maybe it's a comb filtering thing, I don't know. But you see now how I'm able to come up with these speculations of what might be doing it? So yeah. Understand how you widen things. For something like that, I would use a low room size, low space and all that stuff for that element. All right, now let's take a look at the next one. I think I was told by Matt. Sorry, I meant that my submission is a remix from the last time you listened to it. Oh, okay, no problem, homie. It's all good. Let's see. Da 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 da. Oh, Friendzo, the reason why your stuff was deleted in the server is because I have the best moderation. Thank you so much, Fed. I love you. You're amazing, man. Let's take a look at your second beat, Friendzo. Homie. But hey, Prod Harsh, thank you so much for the donation, man. I really appreciate it. $2 means I can do this for an hour. You know what I mean? Like $2 buys me a beer. I can do it, you know, like for an hour having fun with it, you know, like thank you so much, Parhash. Like for the tip, it means a lot. Seriously. Yeah. And you know, please come back next time, you know, donation or not. I do want to see you improve because you have like a really diverse set of skills, you know, and I think that you're somebody who can keep me on my toes as well. So thank you so much. Again, appreciate the tip really a lot. Thank you. Next, we're gonna take a look at Friendzo, and we're gonna take a look at his second track. And Matt, have you submitted it on Track Train or did you ping me somewhere, homie? Where did you submit the track? Matt, my brother, I want to hear your track, my Matt, dude. You seem cool because you have a dog in your picture. Oh wait, that's not a dog, that's you. Oh, sorry. It looked like the nose because it was like halfway cut. I thought that was like a nose of a dog, like facing this way. Not, it is your nose, but it is a human. Whatever. Anyways, fuck it. Matt, send me a beat or your track or song, whatever it is. I'm gonna have to end the stream in about like 30 something minutes. If I don't end it in 30 minutes, I'm going to have to at least go AFK for about like 20 minutes. I'll have to go AFK because I want to go buy some more beer because I am really tired and this keeps me awake and allows me to keep working. Guys, please come down next week because next week there's going to be something really special. The people at Track Train, they want to collaborate with me and, you know, we're going to hopefully get some promotion for this stream. And I really want to, you know, I hope I recognize some of you there so that I can, yeah, so I can, like, you know, keep an eye out and see if I can help faster. And hopefully we can do stems. Don't worry, take your time getting it uploaded, Matt. We're going to play the next one.
Don't cry, baby. It's all right. It's all right.
What you will slide. Just lie. Rest will be there in a moment. I want you to answer the question.
That snare needs to be EQ'd. It either needs to be pitched down or it needs to be EQ'd because there's a certain frequency range which is a little bit harsh. It's making it stand out way more than it needs to in the mix. I would say that, like, you know, get a mid-side EQ, get a mids EQ, dip it down around like, oh, why am I telling you this? Let me just show you. Right? Alright, let's play that back again. Is this the one I was playing? And also, I'm a big fan of Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne's my favorite rapper. So, you know, I'm gonna keep an eye out in terms of what this beat is. Don't miss with this. I love Lil Wayne. Kidding. Why do you upload your tracks as like MP4s? Oh, sorry, like, you know, yeah, I don't know why you do that, like as screen recordings. That's adorable though, low-key. Okay, let's see. Let's go into Ableton View and we're gonna play it from here. Let's add a bit of stuff to it just so that we kind of you know, so we can hear it. Yeah, see, because of that, you're losing a bit of transient detail. I think that you should have like a little bit of low-end punch in those snares. You know, something like that. Yes, it's supposed to slap, but it's also supposed to knock. You know. Remember, like Lil Wayne and Jay-Z, like these things are a little bit interconnected, but like SmackDown vs. Raw, you know. So you got to take a look at how that works. Let's see. There's like that low end around 200 and something hertz. You're missing that in your snare. Did you just EQ it out? Don't just cut out everything. You need those low ends on those things. See, I'm boosting this and it sounds like shit because it's only supposed to happen for the snare. Imagine that I'm boosting this only for the snare. You see? Now it's sounding like something. And then you also have some... It's too bright. I don't know why there's this weird presence on your snare. When it should be a little bit lower around here, maybe. Over here. This is where the snare would, you know, sound really nice if you have that, you know? So this is what you want to do. Guys, so this is where you want to have your snare. Otherwise, you're going to have some issues. In reality, what you want to do is make sure that, yeah, you could even try pitching it down. Otherwise, the issues that you might come across is going to be a little bit more, yeah, no, yeah, sorry, I'm losing my mind. Anyways, let's see if there's a bass over here as well, because I don't hear a bass. It's a lot of booms, but not a lot of bass. I think you have like an 808 on top of a bass. Try having the boom in the same frequency as your bass, your kicks or whatever. Like, try to match them a little bit, because otherwise you're gonna get a lot of muddiness. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at the next one, folks. Next track. Where is it? Let's take a look at the next one. Alright, let me see. Sorry guys, one moment. Sorry, I'm getting thrown off. I can't think. Oh my god. Sorry, give me like a minute. I just need to recollect my thoughts. I think I've gone over a lot of information tonight. Sorry. Okay, let's take a look at track number 3. But before we do that, let me see if there's anything on Track Train. Okay, it doesn't look like it, so we're gonna go into the thing that was sent over here. Is this a music video of some sort? Let's see. Alright. It's Matt. Could not get it uploaded to Track Train. I'm sorry. Oh, bro, I'm so sorry to hear that. Can you just send it on Discord, maybe? Just drop it in, like, general chat or something, maybe? Guys, I'm sorry, anyways, yeah, so, I'm gonna listen to this one, and I'm just gonna give it, like, some top feedback. After that, I'm gonna go for a smoke, you know, maybe clear my head a little bit. And, yeah, I think, we can definitely, you can take a look at a bit more. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to take a look. I just need to collect my thoughts. Sorry about that. Wow. You guys ever have that feeling like where you're focused on something and you're happy to do it and you're really, you're straight up on there. But then like a random thought just freaking pops into your head as if it's some asshole knocking on your door and you can hear it in your head, right? And it just like pops in there and you don't know what you were just talking about. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think it might be an ADHD thing, but, let's hope that we can get past it easily. Let's see. I do have this one more track by, yeah, I'm gonna listen to it real quick. Let's go through it. Okay, it's a beat. It's not bad. Oh, why? Oh, it's the same ad-lib. You can't let them know it's a sample. You'd never let people know you're using a sample. And it's the same thing. I'm getting sick of this. Oh! Oh! Yeah, bro, here's the thing. When you're using samples, you don't want to let people know it's a sample. So, that's the trick. By the way, I minimized your music video when playing that so I can actually hear what it actually is, right? I'm not influenced by whatever, so I didn't really actually look at the video. I just saw a bunch of like guys in the beginning just like going, oh, whatever. But yeah, be careful when you're using samples. You don't want to make them repetitive. You never want to make it feel like it's repetitive. It's got to be going through a narrative. And if you come to the point where it's like, okay, I can hear that is, you don't tell people, oh, like that. No. If you want to make people move like, oh, you want to have like a little bit of a silence in the hi-hat instead. So like, you don't tell people with to make them go like let's keep going for a little bit. You see, how are you supposed to dance to this? How am I supposed to move? We take a look at hip-hop. We're looking at hip, meaning what's trendy, what's cool, what's new. But hop means how to move. And when we have this, it's not gonna work. Because you've got that sample, which is too obvious. You just dragged it from some FL fucking thing. Yeah, just be a little careful. This one is probably your worst one. Your other two were a lot better. I'd say your first one was better than the other two. But yeah, thank you for submitting. I hope you've, enjoyed the feedback despite me kind of being an asshole. But yeah. Sorry if I'm mean, bro. I swear to God. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I'm looking at my own tracks and mixing and whatever, I am my own worst critic. I am very, very, very critical, and I'm very harsh on myself. So, it kind of sometimes if that comes across to other people, I gotta be careful. I don't want to hurt anybody. But there's something I must confess. I think your tracks are kinda little bit trashy. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, well, let's see. I'm kidding. Sorry. Okay. I guess this is the end of the stream. I've kind of yeah, I don't really see anything. I don't think Matt has sent me anything either. Discord self-introduction. Alright, cool. And I think Matt's the last guy I'm gonna look at, because, like, Matador. Yeah, it's the last guy I'm gonna look at. because oh, do you know who I am? Okay, yeah, I know who you are. Yeah, all right. Let's take a look at one more. Jesus Christ. I'm a little mean. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, let's keep going. No, I'm not sorry. Work on your fucking music. All right, let's see. Go cook. Look at the recipe. I've made it obvious.
Do you know who I am? Do you know who
Your vocals are really in the right.
I'm the night in your dream, the coffee to your cream. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
Pause. I see what you tried doing and I appreciate it because you listened to the advice I gave you and you did a good job of it. I only realized after 20 seconds. But the thing is, yeah, I gave some advice. Yeah, I just read that. Sorry. Okay, so I did give some advice and it's going well. It does sound good, but in the beginning, your vocals are far to the right. You need the vocal to be in the middle. Then all of the ones on the side should come up. You know, now it sounds good. This sounds not good. It's unbalanced. Now this sounds good. Now it sounds lovely.
I'm your first kiss explosion, your vertebrae erosion. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
This is good. Put the vocals a little bit further back. Or give him a bit higher.
Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
Alright, I'm going to stop it right there so that I can play it on Ableton. Let's turn off all these effects which are not necessary. Let's delete all of this. Okay. This is not good. This is not good. Why? Because of the fact that you've panned it way far to the right. The vocal. You need that vocal to be in the center, my brother, okay? You did a good job for this part.
Do you know who I am?
This is good.
Do you know who I am? I'm your first kiss explosion, your vertebrae erosion. Do you know who I am? 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 Do you
Dip this region in your vocals for those side vocals.
know who I am? Do you know?
That duh was really loud, right? So you want to make sure that you tame those transients. Use a sharp transient compressor, fast acting, FET, whatever. When I do this, it's sounding really nice.
am Jeremy. I am Jeremy. I'm the
Right?
wish of your birthday. Your head in the freeway. I am Jeremy. I am
Oh, okay. It comes in really beautiful here, but
Jeremy. I'm the wish of your birthday.
This
Your
part.
head in the freeway. I am Jeremy.
little resonance on that track only, right? Otherwise, sounding gorgeous, my man. And then
I am Jeremy. I am Jeremy. I'm the cup in your holder, the world that you shoulder. I am Jeremy. 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 I am Jeremy.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. A little bit, you know? But yeah, what do you think? You said the drums were not enough, worked on the drums, just dropped it on Discord, remixed it, you gave some advice, tried to make it happen. These drums weren't enough, I worked on the drums. You did work on the drums. Oh, did you get to see the little thingies that I've done, little changes? I hope you liked them. Let's see. All I've done is just like kind of take away a lot of that depth and low end from your wide vocals so they can still pop. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Let me turn this up over here. There we go. Now we're good. So all your low ends, like of your vocals, they're all right. I am Jeremy. Like that's gonna be creepy. So we just dip those so you feel a little bit like not right in the ear, you know? And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna probably take a dip. Thank you so much for coming to tonight's stream. Next week is gonna be a big, hopefully a better one. And Andu, Ella, keep the good work, visuals. I'm seeing you in your element. Thank you so much, gorgeous. Hope you have a lovely evening. And Dunce Tommy's, thank you for sending it. I've sent you, you know, you can probably take a look at what I've been going through. You can probably imagine what I've been going through as well while you're listening to me play the thing. And, you know, maybe you can apply those changes. See what is getting removed when I do it. You gotta keep one thing in mind. When I do EQing, I'm like extremely surgical. So what you wanna do is not do it EQing on the master. You wanna go into the elements and find what part of what element that you thought was a bit disruptive. You know? What was I removing that was actually annoying? Think about it like that. Keep playing it back and see what I was actually listening to. And if you do that, I think you'd do the same. You know? But yeah. Are there any questions before I dip out? Is everyone okay? Is there anything I can help with? Got it, you the man. Oh, you the man, bro. Look at you. Jeremy. Did a good job. Did a good job. This is much easier to give feedback to than what you did last time. I'm proud of you. You're doing a good job. Let me see about the drums real quick before I head off. Because I don't want to, I want to...
Dream, the coffee to your cream. Do you know who
Also,
I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I'm your first kiss explosion, your vertebrae erosion. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
if you turn the vocals down just a tad bit, maybe 1.5, maybe 2, 3, no, not 3, 2.2, 1.5 to 2.2 decibels reduction on those vocals, followed by what the hell I've done over here, I think this would be really good. I think you'd be like 80% of the way there. I think, yeah, man, you're doing a good job. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Good man. All right. Well, the thing is that, like, in all honesty,